Music Access. Haven't you heard these lyrics before? If you thought of 21, that's right. It's from 21's song 날 따라해봐요 or Follow Me. The song got its lyrics from a Korean children's song that goes 나처럼 해봐요 이렇게 or do it like me like this. When children sing the song, they usually do some kind of action, and other children follow that action as if they're playing a game. It's fun, and if you think about it, it's a great way for children to get their exercise. So, if you're bored with nothing to do this weekend, what about playing this game? You can have fun and get a workout, so who should we follow after? What about following after our dog or cat when they stretch, just like doing yoga? Or what about following after some idol groups and their smooth dance moves? That would really be a workout, wouldn't it? Anything's fine. Let's think about our health and move our body while having fun, okay? What's up? The first song you heard today, Saturday, July 18th, 2015, was Best Day of My Life by American authors. I wonder what book they wrote. Just kidding. So, aloha. You know, we are starting our Saturday, and everybody follow me. Say hey. Say hey. Say ho, ho. Now scream. And that was our interactive part of Music Access. Okay, so now moving into the Saturday edition of Music Access, our corner, My Text and Message, is all about you. We're going to read your messages and listen to your song requests for the next 2 hours. And of course, our corner, My Text Message during our first hour of our Saturday show will be especially reserved for your text or SNS message. So, send me a text message or SNS message that was the most memorable for you, and I'll introduce it during that time. The reason why we're doing this is because the messages that were memorable for you may also strike a chord with our other listeners as well, so send in the messages that you remember, short or long. You can send in the message itself, or you can also tell us about how you got it. Or, of course, if there's a message you sent that was especially special to you, go ahead and write about that and send it in. We'll introduce those messages briefly before moving on to your other messages and letters for My Message, which will go on during the rest of the show. My text message will be short and special, and all the other messages that we received will be introduced during My Message all the way up through the end of the second hour. Now, here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio application on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. And remember, if there's a song that you want to hear on the air, or a song that you want to hear on the air, then propose to someone, or a song that you want to hear on the air, then confess to that loved one. Don't forget to first turn on Music Access, and send in a song request by posting up a message on our message board under the title Request. Now, before we come back with My Text and Message, let's check out 2 songs. The first song is Problem by Ariana Grande featuring Iggy Azalea, followed by Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Reading through your messages again and again, reading through the messages I sent again and again. The messages I wait for, the messages that make me laugh, the messages that are precious to me. My text message. Which messages were the ones that were the most memorable to you from the week gone by? The messages that you keep are the words from the person you want to keep close, and if you remember the messages that you sent, you probably spent a lot of time thinking about it before sending it in. Our special Corner in Corner for Saturday, my text message is all about sharing the SNS or text message that was the most memorable to you. It could have been a message that made you really happy or angry, or something that made you laugh, or a message that made you feel really sad. Let us know which message was the most memorable, and also share with us some of the messages that you keep saved in your mobile device and why. So write in for this corner, just write my text on your message and send it in. And our message comes from Unita Suwinyo from Indonesia, saying, my text message, a shocking message from my father. Whew, I wonder how shocking it is. Saying, hi, our DJ Benji. My memorable text comes from my father on my birthday last month. Whew, he said, dear... ... Happy 24th birthday. Hope you have a prosperous life and will get your soulmate soon. Okay, God bless you. That was the first time he talked about soulmate to me, and I was kind of shocked. I don't even think I'll be getting married in the near future. Not because I don't want to, but I feel I have to learn many things. I'm not ready enough for it, still not decent enough to be a good wife. I need to upgrade myself. What do you think, Benji? Do you think I should find a soulmate at the age of 24? Well, currently I am at the age of 24, Korean age. In the international age, I'm actually about 23 because I was born in 92. And I would say, I don't think you should necessarily search for a soulmate. Like, now that we're at the age where, we've graduated college, we're not children anymore. We're adults now, I guess, to a certain extent. We have to kind of plan out a future for ourselves. But in my case, one of the things that I'm planning is working on my own career. And then I feel like if I find my soulmate, or, in terms of soulmate, that's something that I can do later. And I really think it's all about, there's a timing for everything. That's what I'd like to think. And so, if you feel like you're ready for it, or then, go ahead and look for a soulmate. But until then, I think just, dating and meeting people is good enough. We're at an age where we need to find work and we need to support ourselves. And once we're ready to support ourselves and we're emotionally ready, so to speak, for other people, then at that point, I think it's fine to, meet people and stuff like that. But until then, for me, I'm more focused on work, and, that's just my opinion. We're at the age where we need to focus on supporting ourselves, let alone other people. But, that's just my opinion on things. And so, good luck, And, of course, we always need to upgrade ourselves, so, that too. Now, before we move on, let's check out two songs. Tony from the Philippines requested A Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay, followed by Rolling in the Deep by Adele, requested by Thaploy of Thailand. We just heard A Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay, followed by Rolling in the Deep by Adele. And I hope to see a lot more of your messages for my text message next week as well. Go ahead and tell me about the messages that moved you, made you smile, laugh, or just, made you feel a special something inside. It can be a message you received or a message you sent yourself. You can send in the message itself, or you can tell me a little bit about the situation and how you received the message, or why you sent the message. It doesn't even have to be a text message. It can be messages on social media as well. Just remember to write my text on your title before you post up your message, and I'll introduce them the best I can during this time every week. Alright, starting now until the end of our second hour, we're going to take a look at what our MA family members have been doing this week from Monday through Friday. What you're doing right now, and what you plan to do this weekend through my message. Y'all are the stars here, so make sure to send your stories to our message board. Now, taking a look at our messages from our family. Vanessa from Canada saying, Benji, I didn't get much sleep as I went to bed at 4:30 a.m. and was up only a few hours later. But I must stay awake because I never want to miss Music Access. How do you deal with staying awake when you're super tired? Oh, wow. When I'm super tired, when I was a trainee, I used to live on, the energy drinks. And then when I debuted, I got into a lot of the whole coffee game, Americanos and all that stuff. And now, when I'm super tired but I need to do something, I think a lot of it's just focus. It sounds weird and it doesn't make sense, but like focusing on like a certain project or something that I have to do kind of staves off that sleepiness. And if you're really in a desperate situation, I'd recommend, a good, cold water on the face, or a good quick cold shower if you're at home. And if you're outside, maybe a quick refreshing drink. Those are some ways that I'd recommend. Energy drinks I wouldn't recommend because they give you a crash, and they're not that healthy either. So if you can, try to find a healthy alternative, But I'd stay away from the warm milk. That's probably going to make you even sleepier. Alright, now before we move on, let's check out 2 songs. Aaron of the USA requested I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden, followed by Fill It Up Again by Indigo Girls. We just heard I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden, followed by Fill It Up Again by Indigo Girls. And now let's go to our next message, which comes from Iryoko from Japan, saying, Hello Benji, recently I caught a cold in this summer heat. So, a little while ago I made some vegetable soup but burned my hand and dropped the pot, turning it upside down. When your physical condition is poor, it's easy to fail. Did you ever experience failure recently? I want to see B.I.G. in a fan meeting. B.I.G. love from Ryoko. Let's see. Have I ever experienced failure? Of course I've experienced failure. There's times when I've done things and failed. For example, when I wanted to make a song, but I couldn't think of lyrics, so I actually just entirely scrapped what I was trying to do there. There's times when I've been putting on a stage, then I'll forget part of the choreo. Thank God I haven't forgotten lyrics or had any huge mistakes singing yet. But, recently, let's see, the most recent time that I experienced a certain type of failure. Recently, I can't really think of one. Except for that one time that I was eating the, they call it tonkatsu here in Korea, the pork cutlet. And then I accidentally flipped the plate over and it all fell on the floor. And it was really embarrassing. And I had to get a whole new one. But it was still really delicious. And you said you want to see B.I.G. in our fan meeting. That's right, we are having a fan meeting soon. Our first fan meeting ever, which is going to be super exciting. Go ahead and check out the details online. And if you are in Korea, see if you can stop by. Woo! Now, before we continue on, let's check out 2 more songs. Step by Step by 제국의 Idol, requested by Andina of Indonesia, followed by Sugar Free by Tiara, requested by Turkey's Berawan. Woo! I like that song. It has the whole that. And I like Soda, I like Tiara, and we just heard 2 songs. Step by Step by 제국의 Idol, followed by Sugar Free by Tiara. Idol, sorry. And now moving on to our next message. We got Joanna from the USA saying, Hola DJ Benji, happy Saturday, much love from Joanna. Short, sweet, brief, brief and concise. Thank you so much, hola back, and I send love back. Mwah! Now, before we continue on, let's check out 2 more songs. The first song is Love, Love, Love by Roy Kim, requested by Darcy of the USA, followed by 우리가 헤어진 진짜유 by Yunha. And now, right after a short break, we'll continue on with our Saturday show, where we'll come back with your messages, so make sure to stay tuned. We'll listen to I Cry by Flo Rida and be right back. You're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of B.I.G., and our first song starting off the second hour of our show for Saturday, July 18th was Sing by Ed Sheeran. Now here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/music access, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Now we'll listen to two songs before we come back with more messages. The first song is Heartbeat Song by Kelly Clarkson, followed by Talk About You by Mika. Zup, zup, zup. We just heard Heartbeat Song by Kelly Clarkson, followed by Talk About You by Mika. You're listening to our Saturday show of Music Access, and continuing on from the first hour, we're introducing your messages sent in to us here at Music Access, and also listening to your song requests as well. There are a lot of listeners who send in messages wishing me a happy weekend and even put little hearts in their messages. And of course, we have messages from all over the world, so let me read them out loud, and y'all should wish each other a good weekend as well. First, we've got Berawan Tisquaya from Turkey saying, "Hi DJ Benji, have a great weekend." Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing weekend as well. Shafira Aquanisa from Indonesia saying, "Hello, I'm from Indonesia. How are you? I hope you're always happy, and thank you, Benji." No. I am happy, but I hope you're always happy, and thank you for tuning in to Music Access. Sharon from Canada saying, "Hi Benji, it's finally the weekend. Do you have anything planned?" I'm going to the beach with my sister and her kids today. Love, Sharon from Canada. Let's see, what do I have planned for the weekend? I am going to take a break, is what I normally say, but hey, tomorrow is the day of our concert for 언제나 Cantare Season 2. Woo! It's going to be super, super fun. So, for those of you who can't come in person, although I guess not really anybody can come in person, go ahead and don't forget to check out the concert and how it turned out by watching 언제나 Cantare Season 2 on TV and at 11:30 p.m. Seoul time. Woo! It's fun. Also, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach and eat a hot dog. I don't know what it is about hot dogs. Anyways, now let's check out two songs before we move on. The first song requested by Jessica of Vietnam is Tak Joa by GOT7. And the second song we'll hear is News by Nine Muses, requested by Mika of Japan. Hey, we just heard Tak Joa, or Just Right, by GOT7, followed by News by Nine Muses, who are very cool, and so is GOT7, and that's all I'll leave about that. So, we just heard a song requested by Mika of Japan, and we have a message from Mika of Japan saying, "Hi Benji, recently Japan has become really hot. What about Korea? Be careful with health and always good luck, and I'll always support from Japan." It's hot in Korea. I'm sweating a lot. The studio is kind of hot, so I'm sweating in the studio. And of course, we're taking care of our health. You know, health is very important, guys. Don't forget to drink a lot of water if you sweat. And even if you don't, drink a lot of water for good skin. Another message from Japan, Yuri, saying, "Like you, Benji, I'm currently living in Japan, but I'm from Florida. Even though my background is Japanese, since I was born and raised in Florida, the language barrier was tough, and I also went through culture shock. Now, though, I've gotten used to the message and culture just as much as you. Maybe? LOL. If you're using LOL, you're still very Americanized. Ha! Sorry, that's a really bad joke. Language barrier, though. I feel like there's going to be quite a few listeners who are, from one country but living in another, or maybe living abroad for a certain period of time. And, I can relate to y'all, and Yuri can relate to y'all, and we're all relating to each other, Going to another country, first of all, you have to get used to the language, then you have to go through the culture. And actually, another aspect of that is just food itself and living in that country. The air is different, the way people talk is different. And so, it's actually really, really exciting. It's something that I would recommend. If you have a chance to go abroad, check it out. It's a really, really good experience. But, of course, don't forget about the hardships that are involved along the way. But for those of you who can push through and stand the test of time, I guarantee you will have a great experience. Now, before we continue on, let's check out 2 tracks. The first song is Shim Kung He Heart Attack by AOA, followed by Biste by High 4, requested by Den of the Philippines. We just heard Shim Kung He Heart Attack by AOA, followed by Biste by High 4. Now, our next message is from Amber Nixon from the USA. And this was written in her title, Sad Lonely Days Are Never the Best. And so this kind of caught my eye as I was going through the message board. And as I read it, it made me think a lot of things. And, again, I've mentioned this before on the air a few times. But, if you have something that, you want to share and, maybe talking about the radio will help you open up a little bit. Feel free to, send in any messages, however deep, however sad, however, just anything you want to talk about. And, maybe discussing it on the radio will help a little bit. And, it's just, any kind of group conversation. And, sad, lonely days, send them into Music Access and we'll make them happy, not lonely days. So, I'll read a message. It says, Hi, Benji. Have you ever had a day when everything seems to go wrong for you and you feel alone? I don't know if you know already or not, but I'm in the hospital. And I work hard for my mom's approval, even if it means going past my limits. My mom doesn't like the fact that I'm different from everyone else, and I look more like my dad than any of my other siblings, so she tends to shut me out and ignore me more. I'm sad right now because she said this to me personally. The reason you and I don't get along most of the time is because you look so much like your father that it drives me mad. I felt really down after she said this. Have a nice day, Benji, from Amber in Michigan. Whew. I mean, that's a lot of emotion right there. First of all, let me address the kind of situation. I feel like this is a situation. Remember, this is my personal opinion, so take it with a pinch of salt and a grain of pepper. I added the grain of pepper for a little humor, even though I should be serious right now. I can understand. I haven't been in an exact situation like the one you've been in, but I feel like I might be able to understand a little bit the kind of emotions that you're going through, because I haven't, it's a little different, because my mom didn't say this to me, but I've had people in my life who have said similar things to me. The reason you and I don't get along is because actually you have this something that just I can't work with. And I feel, honestly, I can't say anything bad about anyone because this is all, personal opinions and all personal situations. But, Amber, I really hope that, you don't take this too personally because, in the future, you have to start a family and all that stuff. And when you get to that point, a lot of that is about, I feel like I'm trying to say this, sorry. I hope that the situation doesn't affect you too much so that later in life, when you have your own children as well, it's an experience that will make you an even greater mom. And I hope it doesn't really, make sure you don't overwork. The fact that you're in the hospital, you've pushed a limit. Limits are there to be stretched, but I want to make sure that you don't go overboard because in the end, your health is the most important thing to you. Money, none of that's important if you're not healthy. And you have to make sure that no matter what you do, where you are, you have that health aspect. So, Amber, make sure to stay healthy. And have I ever had a day when everything seems to go wrong and I feel alone? Definitely. I've had days like that happen to me before. When I was a trainee, I had days like this all the time. And it's actually, I never even really told a lot of people about these days just because, one, I didn't want to really bring a sad, experience to anybody. And two, those kind of experience to a certain point are very personal. And I didn't want to share that aspect with, anyone at the time. And one thing that I did that helped me kind of cope with days like that is, for me, I would listen to music. That was my outlet. Now I'm at a point where if I have a day like that, I can try to put it in my own words via lyrics. But even if I didn't have, lyrics to write on, there are songs that I would listen to. There's classical music for me is a great outlet, because there's no lyrics. It's just my own situational imagination that I mix with, the music that's there. So, just check out a lot of music when you're down. Feel the calmness, I feel like it's not about going from sad to happy, because that's an extreme gap, but going from sad to kind of making sure the water's still, that kind of that middle ground. I think that's where I tried to find it when I had a day like that. So I hope what I said helped. And remember, all of it is my opinion, and I hope it helps a little bit. But remember, in the end, make sure you don't overwork yourself. Health is very, very important. Alright, now before we move on, let's check out 2 more songs. The first song is Ring My Bell by Girls' Day, followed by Good Luck by Beast, requested by Natasha of Australia. We just heard Ring My Bell by Girls' Day, followed by Good Luck by Beast. Side note, I remember when I saw Beast performing this live. First of all, they're crazy good at performing. And they're super, super, super cool, guys. If you haven't watched this music video, make sure to go check it out. The choreo for this is also by a choreographer that I really, really like. And just overall, I think it was one of Beast's best songs, in my opinion. Okay, now moving on to our next message. We have Benedict Baladad from the Philippines saying, "Hi, DJ Benji. How are you now? My birthday is in 1 week. I can't wait to celebrate with friends and family. I can't wait to have an Italian-themed party because it was inspired by movie Eat, Pray, Love, which stars Julia Roberts. Don't you think it'll be a great party? Don't you want to come join us? Hahaha. P.S. Do you have a birthday party that you remember as being the most fun? What was it like?" First of all, I think it'll be a super, super awesome party, I would love to join you because, first of all, like Kihun, I love Italian food. But, I have a schedule in Korea that prevents me from doing anything. I can't even go to the movie theater. It's so sad. No, it's good to have work. And, do I have a birthday party that I remember as being the most fun? I remember, for my birthday, I actually went on trips with my family to foreign countries, and, recently, my dad came into Korea for my birthday, and I had a lot of fun there. I think birthdays that I spend with my parents are probably the best birthdays for me. I can't really pinpoint one specific one, and I have time to spend a birthday, whether it's my birthday or my parents' birthday. Being with them together and celebrating it together, I think, is one of the fun things that I can do, and, I'd recommend it too. Parties are good, and remember, guys, of course I'm going to have a super turn-up party at some point. When I make money and I can rent out a space, we're going to have like 5,000 people. We're going to invite like David Guetta, and we're going to have a super awesome time. But until I get to that point, I have to save a lot of money if I'm going to invite David Guetta. I'll have small parties. Maybe me and a cake, and me and a knife and cake. And maybe my members. No, probably my members. Yeah, my members. It's fun. Private party. Woo! Turn up. Alright, now, before we move on, let's check out 2 more songs. The first song is Fine China by Chris Brown, requested by Benji of B.I.G., followed by Shower by Becky G. We just heard Fine China by Chris Brown, followed by Shower by Becky G. And it is already almost time to say goodbye, but before we do that, I'm going to share one more message. We have Kim Jin-hee of Korea saying, "Hi Benji, it's my first message to Arirang Radio. I love listening to Arirang Radio, and I really like Music Access as well. Your voice is so energetic, and sometimes singing is a little sweet too. After listening to this program, I searched for you and realized you have a lot of talent. Yup. I always hope everything is going well. And of course, I'm always going to be listening to you as always. Thank you so much, I always say this, and it's very, oversaid, but we always have fun on Music Access. So don't forget to tune in all the time for great fun, and we're going to turn up a lot. Yeah! Now, it is actually time to say goodbye now. Our last song for today is High and Dry by Jamie Cullum. This was Benji of B.I.J. And as always, I'll be back.